What's up, fight fans? Welcome back to the Combat Sports Insider. Get ready because one of the biggest fights in the welterweight division is right around the corner. Jaron "Boots" Ennis will finally return to the ring to face Eimantas Stanionis in a major unification bout where the IBF and WBA welterweight titles, along with the Ring Magazine Championship, will all be on the line. The fight is set for Saturday, April 12th, taking place at the historic Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City, New Jersey, and you can catch it live on DAZN, with main event ring walks expected around 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. This is a huge opportunity, not just for the fighters, but for the entire welterweight division, which is now wide open with Terence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. moving up in weight and leaving the door open for a new king to emerge. Jaron "Boots" Ennis has been seen for years as the future of boxing. His explosive speed, punching power, footwork, and defensive skills have all the makings of a future pound-for-pound star, but the big knock on him was always that he had not yet faced a truly elite opponent. That excuse ends now because Eimantas Stanionis is not coming to lose. Stanionis is undefeated, battle-tested, and he fights with a relentless forward pressure that breaks down opponents over time. He has a strong chin, an excellent body attack, and a no-nonsense attitude that makes him one of the toughest tests Boots has ever faced. Promoter Eddie Hearn has been openly confident in Stanionis, saying he believes he has the power to hurt Boots, and if he does, it would completely shake up the division. On the other side, Boots and his coach have made it clear that they are not just looking for a win, they are coming to make a statement. They believe that Boots will stop Stanionis and remind everyone why he has been considered the boogeyman of 147 pounds. A dominant win would open up massive opportunities for Boots, including potential fights against Vergil Ortiz Jr, Murtazaliev, and possibly even Errol Spence Jr if Spence decides to return. But the real dream fight remains Terence Crawford. Crawford is currently preparing for his super fight against Canelo Alvarez, and if he wins, many expect him to retire at the top. If Crawford does retire, Boots would be perfectly positioned to take over the division. But if Crawford stays for one last defense, Boots versus Crawford would be a true passing of the torch moment that boxing fans would not want to miss. However, if Eimantas Stanionis pulls off the upset, the entire landscape changes. Stanionis would immediately become the unified welterweight champion, setting himself up for huge fights against Vergil Ortiz and other rising stars who are ready to take over the division. If Boots loses, whether or not he gets an immediate rematch would depend on how the fight plays out. A close, competitive fight could lead to a second meeting, but a one-sided loss would slow down Boots' momentum and force him to rebuild. Either way, this fight will have major consequences for the next few years of the welterweight division. This is not just a fight for belts. This is a fight for control, for respect, and for the right to call yourself the new face of one of boxing's most historic weight classes. Ennis has the hype, the skills, and the expectations. Stanionis has the toughness, the hunger, and the belief that he can crash the party. The question is whether Boots' talent will be too much to handle, or whether Stanionis' pressure will finally expose the weaknesses people have been wondering about for years. It all goes down Saturday, April 12th. Live on DAZN at Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City, and if you are a real boxing fan, this is not a night you want to miss. And now it is time for you to weigh in. Who do you think wins this fight? Will Boots deliver the knockout his team is predicting, or will Stanionis survive the early storm and pull off the biggest win of his career? Let us know your predictions in the comments below. Tell us what round you think the fight ends, and if you are backing your favorite fighter, make sure to show some love. Please like, share, and subscribe and comment to support Combat Sports Insider. Thank you for watching. God bless everyone.